Hey everyone, Tin Man here. Round 2 of ETS. Going up against Emikayla here. Um, we were playing our Skycrag aggro against an Alessi Chalice deck. I think it's a keeper. It's got, good curve going first. Can't complain. Only running into Outlaw into some buff spells to punch through. This is an interesting Chalice deck out of the out of Alessi here. It's an interesting Chalice deck with Alessi, who obviously can activate a Chalice, um, before it gets buffed up. But once it gets a little bit out of range, it won't be able to hold the Chalices anymore. But it certainly is a strong card. I think we're still just gonna, get in, and I gotta grab Primal with this, so I have 2 and 2, and play the Outlaw. We do not have to worry about a Hailstorm or anything like that. The main interaction cards my opponent has is Desert Marshal. Aurelian Merchant is a good blocker. Scorpion Wasp, 4 of. Gotta be wary of that. And then once we get to the mid-game, Harsh Rule. But just 4 Harsh Rules, that's pretty much it. So I had 2 Unseals. Got to keep an eye out for those. But I think we're in pretty great shape. Pretty aggressive start here. Grabbing the 2 Snowcrest Yetis is going to be very impactful to play around Harsh Rules. And we've got some more cards built up. Opponent hasn't really done much so far. Their best play is probably a turn 2 Desert Marshal to trade with the Outlaw, or to silence the Outlaw, trade with the Oni Ronin. But that was not the case. So going first with this fast of a start feels pretty good. I think we might even be able to get him dead before Harsh Rule comes out. That's the plan, at least. It's always the plan with an aggro deck. But even if my opponent does have a Harsh Rule, we do have the Aegis on the Yetis, which is should keep them alive to punch for one more time. Primal Sigil means they're short on green influence, Justice. Let's check a look at their market here. 1 Disjunction, 1 Equivocate, Crystalline Chalice, Sword of Unity, Great Parliament. 5 cards in the market. Probably would want to grab Sword of Unity in a normal case because it has lifesteal. But in this exact scenario, opponent does not have any green, and it does cost double Justice to cast Sword of Unity. So that's really not ideal. So we're just going to A-Space here, probably Rampage. Actually, no, I can play the Dusk Raider, right? So I could Torch, play Dusk Raider? I don't know. I want to keep my Aegis guys alive, so I guess I will. So if I want to Torch, I'm basically 2 for 1 myself. No, let's just Rampage. I want to keep my Aegis guys alive, and this way I trade 1 for 1 instead of essentially 2 for 1-ing myself here. I don't get to deploy the Dusk Raider right away, which is unfortunate. But I think this makes most sense because Torch can always be sent for 3 damage to the face, unless they have Cobalt Waystone. But Rampage can only be sent in whenever you have a unit that's attacking, which is not going to be always if they can wipe my board or silence or block it or something like that. Did find a face Aegis, so this Torch is looking less impressive, but it did not wipe my board. They did not get rid of my units, so that's should be a pretty simple A-Space to win. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I guess we are 1 damage short right now. Let's just play Dusk Raider just because. Plink them down to 1. Struggle to see how they're going to get out of this one. Alright. Yeah, opponent probably had a couple green cards in hand, was not able to cast them. Ooh, I have a Twitch drop. That was not for winning this game, I was just I had a Twitch drop. Cool. Let's run it back. Hopefully we have the exact same kind of fast start there. We did win the die roll again. That's good. Our start is not nearly as fast because we can't actually play this on turn 1. So we gotta have to redraw this. We really want to have 1-drops in. Specifically something like Vadius is really good in this matchup. But unfortunately we can't cast Vadius with this hand, because we have double primal and not double red. But we'll see how that goes. Across the border. Looks like they did find their Justice influence this time. Diploseal, that's a red. Yeah, let's grab this for red. Not gonna rampage just yet. We'll just sit on our Warcry and hopefully top deck like a Champion of Fury or something with that Warcry. Or Sensari Brigand. Ooh, that one would be sweet. Luckily we've got Permafrost for something like an Alessi. If Alessi would, you know, a good play right now for my opponent might be something like Alessi and a Seek Power. I guess it wouldn't even be that amazing, but it would gain him a life and be able to block and trade. There's the Alessi. There's the Alessi. I was about to say there's another Alessi. Yeah, I think what I'm gonna do is just. Do I want to let this Alessi live? I can just my opponent is probably not going to block to try to trade, right? Because we could just rampage, and we've kind of signaled the rampage by having it pause on their end step and on our turn. So I think they know I have a combat trick. So I don't think my opponent's going to block. I don't really want to commit the Shogun Scepter. I kind of want to put it on the Vadius, so I'm just going to attack in. If they want to trade with one Alessi, A-okay, because then I can permafrost the other Alessi. But I don't think this is going to happen. And so I think we're just going to play Vadius next turn and, be happy with that. And we can buff up the Vadius to the moon as we attack in. And eventually we'll permafrost one of them, but that's a next turn kind of thing. I kind of wish I had a good 2-drop. Something like a Rakano Outlaw, so that I could have had the option of permafrosting plus attacking that turn. But I guess I don't really care about Alessi. If she's permafrosted, she still gets the armor, so permafrost is just a really good answer to get through the blocker, not really to deny its value, Same idea with the Aurelian Merchant. Aurelian Merchant is definitely a pain because her main value is in the power, not in the blocker. Ooh, Sensari Brigand. So, let's see, my opponent probably grabbed Sword of Unity, right? That's almost certainly what happened. So I want to bait the Sword of Unity onto something and then permafrost it. So, to do that, we're going to, I think I just throw this weapon on Vadius and get in there. And I want to try to combo Sensari Brigand and Rampage in one attack. So I'm attacking for 6 double damaged. So let's just try to bait any kind of interaction they have right now as we wait to draw one more power, because this will be our 4th, and then our 5th lets us do this combo kind of suddenly. And we just chip in for 6. Nice. And get a Warcraft. Very relevant. Maybe. We might draw that, just like in round 1, we might draw our big long barrel for +5 attack or something like that. So Alessi is going to gain him some life back. It's unfortunate, but while my opponent has Alessis out on the board, it makes it hard for them to harsh rule me without, giving up a lot of value themselves. Not that I really care about harsh rule because my good threat has Aegis. But he might just get his guys, or my opponent, I don't know if it's a he or she, my opponent may get their units out of, able to block the Vadius, God forbid. Yeah, I think I might just attacking with everybody, actually. I won't use the Rampage, but I'll get to cash in the Rampage on something else. Depending on how my opponent blocks, we could just Rampage one of the Onironins to kill a priority target here. And we get the Warcries off before they get potentially wiped away. Once again, I'm going to save the permafrost for the Sword of Unity, because I don't think my opponent would have grabbed anything else. Might have grabbed a Chalice or Disjunction, I suppose. Or not Disjunction, Equivocate, rather. But I feel like Sword of Unity makes the most sense. That's probably going to hit off my Aegis. Sure. Which means I'm now vulnerable to Harsh Rule, but if my opponent Harsh Rules, I just cast Brigand and get him, you know? So in the meantime, I think I'm just going to... Yeah, I think I'm just going to Rampage this Oni Ronin to trade with one of the Alessis at least. And then probably deploy Pyronite. Kind of force the issue on a Harsh Rule. Maybe that's even better because I can deny a power then. But I don't deny the Alessis, unfortunately. The Alessi is just going to keep on gaining life. But I keep my Oni running around for whatever that's worth. Which is a little. It's worth a little. Not a ton. We do have like 3 Warcries built up on our next card though. Hopefully it's a Long Barrel or a Champion of Fury. Double Permafrost. Alright, that's all I need to hear. Double Permafrost on Alessi, and then A-Space wins it, unless they have another interaction. Which they might. It could easily have a Scorpion Wasp or Island's Choice. There's the Island's Choice, that's fine. Still get through a bunch of damage. Still A-okay with that attack. Fortunately, the Alessis will buffer the life total a bit more. You know, every spell getting them 2. But we stacked up some Warcries. The Sensari Brigand is going to come down and hit for 6 at some point. That one is going to be difficult to deal with. It would need exactly Scorpion Wasp, really. Oh, dear God. So my opponent only has 1 Island's Choice. Has potentially Desert Marshals, Vanquishes. So I think I'm going to try to bait out a Scorpion Wasp or something with the Sensari Brigand. Or the smaller one, rather. Because it still represents fatal damage here. We just want to, you know, bait out the removal here and then play our big one, right? It would have been, you know, pretty bad if we just wasted our big one on that. And in the meantime, you know, get them low. We just have enough pressure that they need to respect this board as is. And then when they tap out for Harsh Rule, then we'll get them with the big one. Things are looking quite good. There's the Harsh Rule. And that's game over. Got him. All right. Big ol' 14 ya. GG's, Michaela. GG's. Nice 2-0 over Combray or Alessi Chalice.